Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I understand it's been a while, and I'm trying to get back into the groove of posting again. That said, I'm super excited to take you along on my trip to Egypt. So this trip was actually planned last year, but due to some personal issues, I almost cancelled. But surprise, surprise, my amazing friend came through and paid for my flight. So it turned out to be a partially sponsored holiday at the end of the day. Now my friend had booked me a business class ticket with Egypt Air for extra comfort, which was so thoughtful. The flight itself was okay, definitely comfortable, but I'll be honest, I expected a bit more from the business class experience. They served a lot of food which I could not eat because at a point I started feeling sick. In this video I'll be showing you everything I did on the trip and also sharing some really useful tips if you're planning to visit Egypt, like things I wish I knew before I went to Egypt. First of all, if you're traveling from Nigeria or any country, or let me just say Nigeria, I'll focus on Nigeria. So guys, if you're traveling from Nigeria and you don't have a UK, Schengen or US visa, just be prepared to wait for 5 hours or more at the airport. Like seriously, it can be really long. For me, I flew in from the UK, so I just got my visa and arrival for $25, super quick and easy. But for Nigerian passport holders without these visas, you need a right to board letter from before flying, and once you arrive in Egypt you still get your visa on arrival. You just have to brace yourself up for the long wait at the airport. I landed in Cairo and went straight to my pre-booked accommodation. The view was nice, but honestly the place itself wasn't great. I've heard that many inns in Egypt are family run and can be like not so good, but all the same, yeah. So the next day I went to the pyramid, and wow, it was absolutely amazing. While at the pyramid of Giza, I found out rather that the pyramid was built about 4,500 years ago as royal tombs for the pharaohs. The biggest one, the Great Pyramid, was built for Pharaoh Khufu, right next to the main pyramid. There are small ones too. And here's the interesting part. So apparently, those were built for the pharaoh's wives and queens. So yes, when I heard that one of the pyramid was for someone's wife, that was totally true. These smaller pyramids are part of the royal complex, and they show how important queens were in ancient Egyptian society. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. So guys, that was for my day one, and now I'm just going to be telling you guys things I found out, things you should take note of, and things I feel are super important. But before then, guys, I went on this camel, and I'm so happy I wasn't born in those days because I love cars. Like, I could not wait to get off. But yes, it was a really, really wonderful experience, but it's not something I would like to do again. Yeah. So I'm just going to start it now because I had to list them all out just so I don't forget, and here just so you guys are updated. The first point is that the Uber and Bolt people can be super unprofessional. I entered Uber a lot, and I only had one person that asked about my music choice. Most of them would just play Arabic songs, use their phones while driving, and not use the AC because they are managing fuel. So if you are lucky to get an Uber driver, they'll actually put on the AC. Then just thank God for that, because most of them refuse to use the AC. And then I realized that Uber and Bolt are much more cheaper than the local taxis. You see a lot of these local taxis around, and they'll try to like get you to like patronize them, but when I like converted it, I realized that they were much more expensive than Ubers. But the thing about the Uber and Bolt is they could demand for more money as well. So it's then up to you if you want to like accept it or you want to reject it. And then when booking an apartment, please try to check the surroundings. You can check it on Google or something. My first accommodation, which was in Cairo, was horrible. Like I said, the view was amazing, but the apartment itself, the room itself, was not the best. I had to literally go to the reception to use the Wi-Fi after my day one, because the Wi-Fi was not working again from the second day. So I would advise, please do not book inns. That's my honest advice. You can book hotels or booking like hotels or Airbnbs, but like try to avoid inns. My second accommodation, which was when I then traveled to Hurghada, that was amazing. It was wonderful, and I literally thought that was going to be the best, but apparently they had water issues, so I had to wake up by like 6-7 a.m. if I wanted to make sure, like if I wanted to have my bath. You can imagine. But then I made a mistake at the second location. So it was a resort, but the mistake I made was I did not ask at the reception the offers they had, because I booked it as an Airbnb and my host had not informed me. So it was at the end of my stay there that I realized that they offered buffet. So imagine spending about 30 UK pounds every day on food, and then realizing that you can pay 30 UK pounds for the whole of your stay for a buffet, like all you can eat, like literally all you can eat. Imagine. And before I forget, so for the tour to the pyramid, my hotel was actually offering to take me there, but I realized that they were much more expensive, so I decided to book on TripAdvisor, and these people picked me up from my hotel and they brought me back. They also took me to this place where I was watching how they did, I'll say paper, but it's not really paper, but they literally like draw on it, so they were showing how they make that. So yeah, so TripAdvisor was really helpful with getting me to like see this. And you also notice in the video at the point I changed because I wanted to take pictures with a different outfit. Yeah, so yeah, so like I said, the accommodation. Then if you decide to eat indoor or rather outdoor, please just make sure it's not just you in the restaurant. And I'm super deep about this. I stayed in Cairo for like 3-4 days. I can't really remember. Then I went to Hurghada, and I've been eating a lot outside, only for me to get to this restaurant in Hurghada. And after eating, the guy then tells me I have to pay extra for eating in the restaurant. And guys, trust me, this was a really big restaurant. I took a picture as well, so you'll be seeing that in this video. So I'm like, he charged me 400 pounds, that's 400 Egyptian pounds extra just to eat in the restaurant, and he literally told me this after I finished eating. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, I've never heard of this before. You go to an eatery to get food, they have lots of space available for you to sit down and eat, and then after eating they bring you bill with an extra amount, telling you because you ate there you have to pay extra for sitting down and eating. It's not like there was AC. There was no AC, there was nothing, because it was like a beachy place, like a beach. Yeah, so I'll be showing you guys either ways. Yeah, so please, but the red flag which I ignored was that when I got there the place was empty. As big as that place was, it was empty, so I could have actually just gone, but I stayed. So please, if you find a place where it's just you, do not go there, just avoid the place. And my last accommodation was perfect. I can't remember if I took a picture of the place, but I'll check. But my last accommodation, which was when I got back from Cairo, from Hurghada to Cairo, it was perfect. And I always advise, I know that we all love affordable places, but please check reviews before you book a place, because my last place was amazing. Everything was good. So I'll continue with this point much later, but just to go straight to the point of why I traveled for my birthday. So this was a night to my birthday, and I decided to go over to see one of my Egyptian friends, and this was just her bringing my birthday cake, and then she started singing.
Happy birthday to you. سنة حلوة يا جميل. سنة حلوة يا جميل. سنة حلوة يا هنا. سنة حلوة يا جميل يلا حالا بالا بالا حي ابو الفصاد هيكون عيد ميلاده الليلة اسعد الاوقات فليح يا ابو الفصاد.
So guys, after my birthday, I went for a massage, a spa. If you know me, you know that I'm deep about massage. Like massage and me, we are together. So I found this really, really nice place where I had a wonderful massage. And much later in the evening, I had a boat cruise, like dinner. And it was really, really amazing. So I'm just going to go back to continue all my tips, like I was saying earlier on. Yeah, so talking about tips in Egypt, they love tips. Like they would ask you for tips, like is there right? So they don't look at it like you're dashing them money. Some of them would demand for tips, like you actually have to, like is there right, like you have to. So that's something you have to be mentally prepared for. And if you decide to travel to another city with bus, please be prepared for a lot of stops. That's if you are going overnight, because I decided to travel to Hurghada with bus, so I could have used flight from Cairo to Hurghada, which would have been super fast, but guys, I used the bus. Yeah, because I really thought, okay, this would be a wonderful experience. I'm going to see the road, I'm going to see the Red Sea, I'm going to see places in the Bible. If you're a Christian, you understand, even as a Muslim. Yeah, so I was like, I'm going to use this, and we had lots of stops. They kept on stopping us all through the night, but then coming back to Cairo, we didn't have stops like that. We just had one stop, but going, so if you try to use bus, just be prepared for a lot of stops. Then I would advise you to try to convert enough money to Egyptian pounds, as they could actually cheat you. So when you ask them how much are certain things, they will just tell you the price is $25 or the price is $50. So I will advise you to have enough pounds. Whatever you have, just try to convert it to Egyptian pounds. Just try to convert it to Egyptian pounds, because they try to cheat people when they put it as dollars. Do you get? And if you want to book a private tour, book directly from TripAdvisor. Like I said, the ones with accommodations are usually much more expensive. They try to sell it to you that they can pick you up and drop you off, which is something that TripAdvisor also offers. And if it's something like you want to go to the museum, I would advise you to go yourself, because when I got back to Cairo, I decided I wanted to see the mummies. Sadly, phones are not allowed at the place where you see the mummies. Like I actually saw people, like bodies from like before Christ, and they actually kept them well. They're looking, I won't say they're looking good, but they're not in like skeleton form. I'm going to show you guys in this video as well, when I went to the museum. But the part of the mummies, I'm so sorry, but phones were not allowed, so I could not record that. But I realized that going to the museum and then paying when I got there was much cheaper than what I saw on TripAdvisor. So I was advised that there are certain things you should do yourself, and there are certain things you can book from TripAdvisor. Although, even with everything I'm saying, when I went to Hurghada, I ended up paying for everything I did at the accommodation, which is quite funny. But yeah, I did it at the accommodation because I realized that the prices were quite similar with what I was seeing on TripAdvisor. The difference would be like less than 1 penny, like literally, and some of them were like the same price. And I also got a discount because I was booking everything at once. So I did, when I went to Hurghada, I did everything I did was on TripAdvisor, on from the So guys, I just wanted you guys to see and as well listen to the whole thing where they were dancing. So this was my birthday as well, and this is just me on the, it was a Nile cruise in Cairo, and it was really fun. It was a buffet as well. Yeah, so I'm just going to continue with my list. So another thing is when you go on tours and they say they want to snap you with their cameras, if you do not have extra money, just tell them no and let someone use their phone. But if you do, then please try your best to like price it to the lowest. So for example, if they use their cameras to take your picture, they could then come up and charge you like $50. You could tell them it's just 20 or it's just $10 you want. At the end of the day, they can't use your picture for anything, so they will have to take it. So this is just a tip as well, because this was something I did not know, but I later realized that I could have, because I actually got some pictures. Yeah, they were not the best. I got some pictures from a photographer that was just snapping me, but then I realized that I could have actually priced them lower than I did. So I would advise you, if you want them to take you a picture, if you're actually fine with it, then price it. But if you are not interested in paying for any picture, tell them you are not interested. And if they're not ready to listen to you, fine, let them take the picture. But when it's time, do not pay. That's it, because you've told them. Also, something I realized is it's easier to find ATMs than foreign exchange places to change your money. So previously, when I traveled to Albania, I was able to see places to change money, but in Egypt it's really difficult. You see ATM machines, not foreign exchange places. Most times you have to actually go to a bank if you want to change money. So I would not advise you to change money in the airport, but I would advise, if you're traveling to Egypt, then try to change money before your trip, or when you get to Egypt, look for a bank, an actual bank, to change it. Because when you put banks on your Google map in Egypt, it will take you to an ATM machine. I did that a lot, and guys, it took me to an ATM machine. So that is for that. So this is just me. On this day I was meant to go to Hurghada, like I explained in the video, and I wanted to change money. I had not used Keke in a while because we don't have it in UK, so I decided to use Keke to get the place. So I had someone with me as well. The guy was from the inn I was staying, that's the hotel I was in, so he was the one that actually followed me and directed me to where I could change money in the Keke. Also, please make sure you have your eSIM, because you need Wi-Fi, you need data, and most places do not have data. So please, especially if you plan to have like lots of movement, please get your eSIM with your data. So finally guys, I got my cash and I was now on my way to the place where I was meant to like get my bus to Hurghada. And this is the bus, guys. Before I forget, just for them to help me take my load into the bus, they asked me for tip. Like literally, they are paid on a normal day. Yeah, you've paid for your ticket, but then for them to then help you put your box inside, you have to then tip them. And this is not something you can do yourself, because they have a way they arrange it. You can imagine. But all the same, guys, I was on my way. The bus I booked was the first class bus, so there are different classes of bus. So I went for the business, first class, whatever bus. So this came with snacks. They said it came with food, it came with a TV. It was actually super comfortable. But then when they say food, it wasn't really food. It was like a drink and snacks, but it wasn't food. And then while we were going, we stopped at a place at a point, and then it was just for us to come out. If you want to pee, if you want to buy actual food, you do that. So that was really nice. The bus also has its own toilet, but I never used it. And also, Egypt has a very strict policy as regards to accommodation as an Egyptian. So basically, opposite genders can't share an accommodation. So if you are not Egyptian and your partner is Egyptian, then you need to provide your marriage certificate. And if you are Egyptian, or rather if you are not Egyptian and you want your friend to visit you in Egypt, if your friend is an opposite sex, as long as your friend is an Egyptian, then it is not allowed. So if you have an Egyptian friend who is an opposite sex, you have to come outside and see your friend, because they would not allow opposite sex Egyptians to be in an accommodation without a marriage certificate. And this is not just for hotels, this is also for Airbnbs, accommodations in general. It is their rule. You can literally go to prison if you try to default their rule and try to bring someone. So as long as the person is Egyptian, please do not allow any visitor in. So the resort was really nice. They had their beach, it had pool, it had like a mini pool and a big pool, it had like a mini bar, it had the buffet place, all of this is inside my resort, by the way. On this day I decided I wanted to go and play with horse. Guys, I'm literally saying play with horse because the horse threw me off literally. So I was going to actually take pictures with the horse, and then the guy with the horse suggested that we go into the beach. Like, this was still within the resort as well, because we went back into the resort, and he was like, we should just go to the beach and then take a picture. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I stayed on the horse. By the way, the horse is not comfortable at all, so I just wanted to take a picture. And while on the horse in the water, the horse then threw me off, like, in the water. The good thing was the water was not deep. And then when I asked questions, the guy was like, oh, because of the sun, the horse was probably hot, that's why. But guys, it was really, really annoying. Like, my whole body was soaked. Previously, I explained to you guys that I booked all my tours within Hurghada at the resort, and this was one of them. This day was really, really fun. It was more of a boat cruise, but we're going to an island, a beautiful island as that. So the bus picked us up from the from the resort, and then took us back. So I'm just going to be showing you guys everything. There was snorkeling, there was diving, all of that happened. So I'll be showing you guys, and I'll be back. Yeah, enjoy. So guys, yes, that was the Red Sea that I was showing you. I was literally on the Red Sea. Like, guys, that was the sea that was parted in the Bible. It was crazy. Anyways, so we had to come down at a point and then use a smaller boat to get to this island. The name of the island is Orange Island, and it was a combination of different things, like I said earlier on. And I booked this accommodation because they were offering a discount for this tour and the next tour that I had on the next day. And sorry, this was Gifton Island. Yeah, but I knew there was something that had orange to do with it, but you guys will see that in this video. So basically we just gathered. We had a password, of rather we had a, yeah, more like a password and a group name, and the guide was just telling us we all had to be back at a certain time, just so we don't leave anyone behind. They were actually very cautious as well. They counted all of us, even like when we were going back, just to ensure no one was left behind. And then this was just me going to our section because everyone had their own section, so I was just going there. And basically what I did here was mostly taking pictures, playing with the water. It was really fun, guys. I would definitely advise anyone visiting Egypt to visit this place. Okay, so guys, like I said, we all had our allocations. So that was the sandbag at the beginning of this video, where everyone like had the place to stay. We're supposed to all just like sit down there and relax, just so we're not like under the sun. So I came to this place. I just did to have a better view of the area, and also have like nicer pictures, which I'll be posting on my Instagram, by the way. Yeah, my Instagram account is at Annel_Alex. You're going to be seeing that on the screen like now. So please, if you're not following me, please do well to follow me on my Instagram now. So that's just one of the pictures I took, and this was also within the beach. So at the end of the day, we were done. We spent 2 hours here, and it was now time for us to get back to our hotel. So they did like a head count to ensure we were all like complete, and yeah, that is me just say bye and leaving. So it was now time for food. So the tour I paid for, this came with food. You could actually eat as much as you want to. So like when they finished serving us the first time, they asked us if we wanted more, but to be sincere, the food was not the best. So when I was done eating, I did not even ask for more. I just took what they gave me, and that was it. And then it was time for diving. I decided to go upstairs just to have a better view. There were some other people around us, and they were all coming out from the coming into the water, rather going into the water. And yeah, I was just watching from up there. I wasn't ready to like change back to my swimwear, because at this point I had changed back because I wasn't so comfortable being in my swimwear for so long. So I just decided to watch from up here. I watched people, the ones that were diving, I watched them dive. I watched some other people just go in, and yeah, it was really fun, because we could see people all around us, and we're all just shouting and dancing. When I say shout, it was more of like fun kind of thing, playing music and all that. So if you look at this video, you just see these people. They were the divers, and they were going to be going deep into the water. By the way, once again, this is the Red Sea. So yes, guys, imagine in the Bible, imagine like this was actually divided. I don't know what part exactly, but this was actually divided into two in the Bible. Like, you can just imagine how wonderful God is. Like, it was so nice seeing all these things, like things I've read in the Bible. It was really nice seeing it like face to face. And when I told people, oh, this is actually the Red Sea, I got a lot of questions like, why is it not red? It's so blue. But yeah, that's the Red Sea. And yeah, you can also see some kids because they had like the life jacket on. They had all of this just to help those that could not swim. So I could actually go into the water if I wanted to, but like I said, I refused. Then guys, I also took, so this is one of the pictures that the photographer took, and yes, it was the next day. So on this day, we were going to the more like an aquarium. It was going to be an underwater experience. Since I did not do go diving the previous day, I decided I wanted to just look under. Probably I'll see things from the Bible. Actually, it should have been super nice if I could actually see some things, probably things that were like preserved from the Bible, like under the sea. It would have been really nice to see stuff like that, but sadly I did not see that. So guys, my tour bus came. This one was a different bus this time, but we're going to the same area we were the previous day. And basically we were just going to see under the water, just have an idea, like I said earlier on. And the option for diving was also here, but as I said previously, I wasn't ready to go into the water, so I just watched from afar. So this was just the entrance, and then we were served some snacks. So this was not with the ticket, we had to pay for that. And yes guys, just enjoy the video. So guys, so this is just someone that decided to dive, and while we were moving, they decided to put some fish food in the water to attract all of this. And yes guys, finally we were back. They brought us back, and yeah, that was the end of the day. So remember at the beginning of this video, I told you how I had no idea that there were offers where I had booked, and I literally found out like a day before we were leaving. So I had paid for food, so that was the food, like the buffet I spoke about at the beginning of this video. So yes guys, this was literally my last day at Hurghada, so I decided I wanted to try one more experience, and this is just me leaving my accommodation for that experience. So I was scared guys, I was really scared because I had not tried what I was about to try before, but I had to try. I had to be happy. It was going to be a new experience for me. Yes guys, so just enjoy the video. it was now time to get back to my apartment, and this guy was so amazing. He let me ride the boat, which I had no idea I could do, and we had so much fun, guys.
العجلة منه نايمة زي العبيط في الزفة بالزفة بالزفة مجنون بقيت مستشفى 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 طب يلا معايا عالسقفة عالسقفة حبيبي تنفيذ يلا يلا.
Guys, my last night at Hurghada was wonderful. I'll just you guys about it later. But I came for this dinner. I watched people dance salsa, and guys, this night was amazing. That's all I can tell you. I was to leave back to Cairo the next day, and because I paid for a return ticket, I was going to go back by bus, the same bus that brought me to Hurghada. Like I said previously, I wish I stayed shorter in Cairo because, guys, I wish I went to Sharm Shack. Yeah, I wish I went there. But yeah, this was my last night at Hurghada. Like I said, this night was amazing. I had a really fun time at Hurghada. So now this was just me on my way trying to catch my bus back to Cairo. And like I said at the beginning of this video, the drivers can be so unprofessional. In the previous part of this video, you'd have seen the driver was on his phone. From the beginning of the ride to the end of the ride, this guy was on the phone. I informed him that I was getting late because he was driving lower than usual. Like usually they would have driven like faster than that, but he was so slow because he was on his phone, and he also had his Arabic music on. So the ride was not the best. I was also really hot, and we should put on his AC. But yeah, and the funny part is by the time we got to the station for me to like enter the bus back to Cairo, this guy was asking for dollars, and the amount he was asking for was far more than the amount in Egyptian currency. But yes, I gave him Egyptian currency. So yes, guys, I'm back in Cairo, as you can see in this video, and I decided to see the mummies. Like I said at the beginning of this video, you can always just go there yourself and then pay, because I realized it was much cheaper. So what I did was I just ordered Uber to the place, and then when I got there I paid for my tickets. So this is it. I took some pictures here. You know me, if I see a nice spot to take pictures, I would definitely take pictures. And yeah, so I took some pictures here, and then I decided to then walk around the museum just to show you guys the whole thing. So when I spoke in the beginning, at the beginning of this video, rather, I told you I saw mummies. The mummies like under, but like I said, first we're not allowed there. But basically these mummies were like pharaohs of the past before Christ. I tried to check the Bible to see if I could find the actual name of Pharaoh, like the Pharaoh exactly when Moses was trying to tell Pharaoh to let the people go. That's for Christians if you've read the Bible. So I tried to like get the whole picture, like the whole name, like the exact name, right? But I could not see that in the Bible. So I'm not going to be shocked if I actually saw Pharaoh, like the real Pharaoh from the Bible, because there are a lot of pharaohs there. And I just like the fact that the bodies were preserved. Definitely they were mummies, yeah, they were all wrapped up. But then at a point I started feeling somehow, my tummy started turning me, seeing so many dead bodies, and then I left. So these videos are just upstairs. This ones we're allowed to take videos. These are just upstairs. The first Quran, just different things. This ones were allowed. And then we also went to the clothes section where you would see the clothes they used to wear in those days. I also saw a wig. This wig was made with human hair and horse hair. And basically you do not need a tour guide here as long as you can read, because everything that was displayed there, they explained everything, so it's all written. So you don't actually need to pay extra for a tour guide, only if you want to, because it was actually well explanatory. That's why I felt. So these were the things they kept upstairs. Like I said, you would not actually see an actual mummy. And then we saw a skeleton. So the skeleton apparently was buried with someone, and they just found the remaining, and then they just put it together. So yes guys, this was actually like my last day in Egypt in general. This was in Cairo, but like my last day in Egypt. So from here, I'd been hearing about a popular mall. When I initially got to Egypt, I went to one of the malls, but there was this other one that was suggested, so I decided to visit it. That one is like super big. So from here, I went to the mall, and then from there, I went to the airport and back to the UK. But yes guys, it was a wonderful experience. It was really wonderful. I would advise anyone that wants to visit Egypt to actually do it. Like, it's just $25. Please have fun. Go to Egypt. And guys, if you have any question at all as regards to Egypt, anything I haven't said at all, because I've actually had lots of people asking me questions, so if there's anything I haven't covered, you can leave it in the description box, or rather in the comment section. You can leave it in the comment section down below, and I will definitely answer you. You can also send me an email, hananel@gmail.com, or you can send me an Instagram message on my personal Instagram at Annel_Alex. I understand that at the moment my account is private, but trust me, I'm going to accept it. Just send me a private message, leave a description, leave the comment down below. And yeah, so guys, you can see the clothes as at those days. Yeah, this skeleton is actually one of the skeletons that they buried. Just before I forget it, that was actually a skeleton that was buried that they tried to like put together. So guys, and I think that would be the end of my speech, and I would see you in my next video. Like I said, I know I haven't been posting as I used to, but I'm trying my best to change. So hopefully you should be seeing me in my next video, probably a travel vlog, or I don't know, but I'll see you guys in my next video. And if you actually stayed to this point of this video, I just want to tell you a big thank you. I love you, I appreciate you. And please, if you actually watched this video, please leave a comment saying so my password is BAC. So just leave a comment saying I watched to the end of your video, BAC, and I'll know you actually watched and you listened to this point of the video. Okay guys, I love you so much, and bye.